What gives me hope?
What gives me hope?
What gives me hope?
The inner knowing feeling I have that we are interwoven.
What gives me hope is being part of a movement where everyday people are waking up and they're seeing problems and they are becoming part of a solution because they see an issue and they know they want to fix it.
For me personally, as a mountaineer, nature has taught me so much about hope that even after the most horrible storm, the sun is going to come out and it's going to be able to clean up and give you the most wonderful passages to see.
This whole planet, this biosphere, this ocean is looking after us from second to second. And it just gives me so much hope to know that that's what Mother Nature is doing and has done from the beginning of time.
Each of us wakes up, we reach out to another person, we reach out to another community, we reach out to another constituency. And those messages of love and hope and compassion and empathy are making inroads into the darkest places. So I'm incredibly hopeful.
One day it won't be a daydream to know what it means to actualize hope, but to actually feel hopeful and know that what is filling my cup is also filling that of my community.
Even after the worst moment, just when we think that we're completely helpless, light will come out and the change can happen.
And I think when I turn the other cheek, I look at the same thing from a different perspective. Not better or worse, it's the same situation. The situation is not changing and doesn't have to change for me to feel the hope in hopelessness.
What gives me hope is seeing and interacting with the young people.
What Jane Goodall says is the beginnings of awe and wonder and spirituality and transcendence are going outside of ourselves and being amazed. And I really see this younger generation as shifting the world in that direction.
Hope comes from a younger generation that is fully engaged in the climate crisis versus the taboo topic it was in the past.
When we can be vulnerable, when we can be intimate, when we're allowed to make mistakes, that we can actually end racism in our family and let it dissolve in our lives. And so when I look at something like racism, I actually don't just hypothetically think that it can end and cease to exist. I've seen it happen in my own family line, in my own DNA, and that gives me hope.
I think that right now what is giving me the most hope is seeing the amount of young people that are rising to the occasion across the globe to safeguard their lands and to protect their cultural ways of knowing.
What gives me hope is when I show up to a community space and I see all of the queer and trans people of color, Black and Indigenous folks, auntie cackling super loud and loving on each other and feeling like there's not a single fear in the whole world.
And the mindset for me that really fills me up with hope is this notion that our brain, our resilience is trainable. And part of that resilience comes from collective action that can actually make an impact.
We have the capability to really connect with people from across the world. We can find each other and come together like never before.
Being able to connect to that vibration of hope and recognizing that regardless of your situation and your surrounding, you have a role to play and you can change and you can be that hope that you seek in others.